Just got a new Alpha Future Splendid. Nice, bro. Good luck. Hopefully it all goes smoothly. Good sus. Good Natoshi. Roddy, what's up, brother? Daxi, what's up, man? Good luck. Good luck. Good morning, man. Good morning, brother. Hopefully everyone's doing really well. New day, new trades. I'm hyped. Don't be too excited, man. Don't be too excited. It's maybe a no trade day. You don't want to encourage yourself to take a trade, right? You just want to be patient, wait, take what the market gives you. Good trading go. It's good. Good, Nicklin. What's up, JJ? No, you don't have to apologize. I want you to be safe, safe from yourself. Today's my first day, first eval day. Need to make 1250. Already made 3,500 before New York session. Nice, bro. Yeah, enjoy the day off then. You're done. You don't gotta sit here for morning session. I think I may restart my TikTok live because I think it was restricted. So if you're on TikTok, give me 5 seconds. I'm just gonna quickly restart the live stream. Hopefully that's better. If not, then whatever. YouTube's always gonna be good. Good, Sonu. Let's go, Pablo. Let's go, SR Darling FX. Is today not the day before NFP? No, tomorrow's not the real non-farm payroll number. It's a different payroll number. It doesn't include the government jobs. It's only private sector. So what does that mean? It just means it's not like a really important number. Now it's a really important number for the NFP number. Think of it as like a mini NFP, like a little pre-mini NFP number. It's still employment numbers, yeah. But it's simply focused on the non-government jobs, I believe. Yeah, you took a win yesterday. Only took the one trade yesterday. I don't know if you guys were, paying attention, but all the objectives ended up being hit yesterday, so that was very nice. Monday, very nice price action. In general, Mondays are pretty good for me. I'll be honest. I don't know. A lot of people hate Mondays, but I feel like I perform pretty well. Might fuck around this week and go to a ski resort? Do it, bro. Enjoy yourself. Take some pictures. I think it's a good idea. What's good, A? What's up? Good morning, brother. Welcome, welcome, brother. Can you go over the game plan for the day, please? Can you go over the game plan for the game, please? Yes, I can go over the game plan if you just give me like 5 minutes. We'll wait for more people to join. That way I don't have to repeat myself. What's good, Insta? If we take London low, then anticipate even lower. If we take London lows, it could potentially be lower prices on the week. So personally, I do not want to see London lows get taken right now. Not saying it's not possible, but as of right now, I don't want to see London lows be taken. Let's go Percy. This alpha app activation fee, depending on which account you get. What's good? What's good, Noah? Is it? It is 7:20 p.m. in Georgia. You live in Georgia? What's good, Faris? How much can I pay out if my alpha 50K is at 51.5? You can take out $750. If you're eligible, I would just do it. Do it right now. You'd have $1,250 left to work with. Should be more than enough to hopefully get one more payout at least, or you can keep rolling the ball. I think the market will go to daily FEG, but not above. Not today, but this week. Okay, that's good that you have a plan. London reversal. Yeah, it's what I'm looking for too. Only issue is there's not going to be a clear objective after previous day's high, but there's room. There's room. ES is a little bit behind, so it's 35 points away. So hopefully market opens just runs out pre-market lows. That would be so nice. Put the NDOG on a chart. It'll show up when I go to the 1 minute chart. I don't really want to use Asia. I do. I know we're a good amount above Asia, but it's not going to change much for me because I'm probably not going to look for any shorts today unless it's like at lunchtime, expecting a move retracement lower. I think the more, yeah, cool. So we'll go over the game plan in 4 minutes. PDH stands for previous day's high. So the highest high in yesterday's price action. Very key point. Session PO3, New York might be continuation. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for too. What's YM? YM is the third indice. So if you notice YM actually took out previous day's low today. So quite interesting. YM came down back into the daily bullish area, took previous day's low, and now is expanding higher. So I think YM has a good amount of room. I think it's bullish as well. So, and if you look at dollar is pretty bearish. This is the 4-hour chart. 4-hour bearish for value gap retraced. Just obvious bearish order flow with the equal lows. So I think dollar has a really good chance in moving lower this week still, which means still bullish on NASDAQ. Right, so not anything is pointing towards bearish. What about the bearish SMT on the 1 hour? So there is an SMT here, you're right. So what can happen? Two scenarios. That can either offer a run lower, maybe to sell side, or NASDAQ consolidates while ES moves higher. Eventually, I want to see them sync up higher. So whether that means they're going to go into a deep discount and then go, or we're just going to consolidate and slowly get there. Eventually, I want to see that sync up. You have a YouTube channel? Yes, I'm live on YouTube as well, for those of you who don't know. I recommend you watch the YouTube stream because you'll see my other chart. I have two charts open here. Some of you guys only see on TikTok this one chart. So you're not getting the full story of what I'm looking for. I also may take my trade on the second chart. I don't always execute the NASDAQ. So if it's available to you, I personally recommend the YouTube stream, but whatever you want. Doesn't matter too much. You can also move your TikTok phone sideways, I think. All right, we'll give it 2 minutes, then we'll cover the game plan. Most important thing today, just be patient. Don't have FOMO. We're already in a deep premium on the day. We've already taken out some objectives, unfortunately, right? We've been bullish. This is a really nice setup in London session if you got it around anywhere here. Yeah. Is YM or SPX powerful to correlate with NQ? SPX correlation is more alike, but YM is also good. Focus on SPX if you have, I guess, the will, the brain capacity. Not brain capacity, that sounds rude, but I look at all three. They're all relevant. Wouldn't it make sense that we sweep previous day's high? I definitely think we get previous day's high. What happens after? I'm not sure. It could be something like this, where we go previous day's high and then pre-market lows. You just have to ask yourself, if we're going to go lower, how much lower can we really go? Me personally, I don't expect much lower than pre-market lows. Maybe this 15-minute gap, but that's pretty far down for a bullish day. The easy low-hanging fruit objective is previous day's high. It's right there. We're bullish. I was bullish on the week. I'm bullish on the day. I want to aim for that. So similar to yesterday, I'll break it down. We'll give you guys the game plan now. Similar to yesterday, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to wait for a high probability long. Okay? Yes, there are so many different ways the market could move lower. My goal is not to capture every single move that can potentially happen. My goal is to capture the highest probability move. And in my opinion, the highest probability move is going to be a run higher towards previous day's high, or whatever intraday high we put in above that, should we, already breach previous day's high. Why is that the case? Dollar is bearish. We've been bullish on the Nasdaq in general, right? Delivering from the daily bullish fair value gap. I'm not anticipating London lows to get taken because London has manipulated below midnight opening price and put out like the low. So in my opinion, London low is safe. We're bearish on dollar. We're bullish on indices. We have a bullish weekly power of 3 profile as well, and with a very high probability objective higher. So why am I going to sit here and be like, oh, but we can take this low, so I'm going to short? I want to save my capital for the long that may form. It may not form. I may not get the opportunity to go long today, but it doesn't matter because I need to make sure that I'm saving my capital for that opportunity. So similar to yesterday, it's not, today's a little bit more clear daily bullish bias, but we could move a lot lower. It's possible. We could move all the way. For me, anything in discount here is fair game. This is fair game, although I wouldn't want to see it. This is fair game, although I wouldn't want to see it. This low is fair game, again, although I wouldn't want to see it. This low, I think actually has a pretty good chance of being taken, being pre-market lows inside that gap. We're also putting in a 4-hour fair value gap. So once we put that in, that's also fair game. Doesn't mean I'm going to be taking shorts to the gap. No, it doesn't mean I'm going to be doing that. Unless, there's one scenario, unless it's at a time, 10:50 macro going into lunch, where I'd anticipate a retracement anyways. So that's it. Those are the two game plans today. Either we're taking a retracement going into lunch, or we're going to sit, we're going to wait for a very clean, obvious run lower towards sell side or imbalance, and then we're looking for a long. Just like yesterday. Yesterday it formed at 10:30. Today we'll see if it forms at all or which time it does, if it does form. And that's it. Simple. This is the 15-minute chart. So whenever I open up this pre-market plan, it's always going to be on the 15-minute chart. I just keep it consistent. Previous day's high price on the Nasdaq E-mini contract is 25546. I use daily wicks if they're nice and obvious, but I don't really need them. What's good, Bailey? Yeah, it's possible it goes straight to previous day high and then goes sideways. That's possible. But again, we're just here to see what the market gives us. Best case scenario for me to take an easy winning trade. Best case scenario, 930 dumps, takes out the lows, and then gives me a reversal through. That would be like A plus, simple, easy consolidation, manipulate lower, distribute to the previous day's high, done. That would be perfect. Perfect. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be more tricky. I don't think they're going to give us any easy, obvious setups. Remember, it's December, and there's no news today. Okay? So we're playing defense. This whole week, this whole month, we're playing defense. Okay, we're not going to be forcing. We're going to be patient. Yeah. My main goal for today is to be patient. Ain't no one doing that shit. Drink some fermented raw milk. What's raw milk? What does that mean? Isn't every milk raw? Or was that a stupid thing to say? Good morning, Defi. Good comms. That's what I'm saying. Trump speaks at 2 p.m. Yes, that is true. I did see with orange folder. I don't think it's going to be too important, but we'll see. Anyways, let's move out this stuff. Drop down to a 1-minute chart for a dollar. 5-minute chart. You guys know the drill. So this orange box that you'll be seeing is the 4-hour bearish fair value gap on dollar. On YM, go to a 1-minute chart as well. So heavy dump going into, looks like 9:30 open, which is what I want to see actually. So that's great news. This is the micro, which I won't be looking at today. And then here we have, so we're trading inside the new week opening gap right here. Kind of a lot of volume imbalances in a lot of volume imbalances in here. Let's mark out our sell side. Pre-market lows. Drop down to a 1-minute chart. Zoom in so we can see what's going on. It's not looking too clean. Like, what's the range here? 20 points? 30? Yeah, this is looking like a bank holiday. But we're going to be really patient today. Is there a trailing stop? It does trail at the end of the day, yes. So 9:30 opens, immediately goes down. Our opening range gap is lower, so we should annotate that. So opening range gap on ES2. No reason to be lazy. We're trying to make money. Nope, you can see the opening range gap quadrants 0, 25, 50, 75, 100. Midnight opens all the way down there. So it's possible we get there. It's very possible, but again, we're just going to sit here and wait for a high probability long. I like that we haven't taken out buy side at 9:30. So like I said, best case scenario, something as simple as this. That would just be nice, clean, A+. Maybe we can get done in the first 30 minutes. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. We're only going to be looking for an A+ setup today. Again, the main goal is to preserve the capital, okay? We don't want to trade. I want the market to give me a reason to put on a trade. I don't want to go out searching for something. So we're going to sit here. We're going to wait and be patient for a really clean, obvious setup. Should it present the bias? My higher time frame bias is bullish. Today, I understand that it definitely could run lower, but I'm not interested in any shorts. I don't like it when people ask me, when people think when I give the answers for bias, I mean, I think it's going to go up. That doesn't necessarily mean, but the game plan, what I'm going to be looking for is longs. I'm not going to be looking for any shorts, at least not for the next hour and 20 minutes. Give me a second here to sign into my broker. Turtle soup would be, for example, price just takes out this low and we just buy it. Like right as it takes, something like this. Now, if we take out this low, I'd want to see maybe org 50, but you'll see already. You can see I teach this all the time. The overlap. When I see overlap at 9:30, I'm already, the first thing that comes to my mind is just wait till 9:45, which is going into the 9:50 macro immediately, because it's already sloppy. No fair value gap put in here. It went down, immediately went back up. Now we have a candle with 2 wicks. This candle looks like it's going to put in a wick. Look at a little bit of a discrepancy. ES trading a little bit lower, NASDAQ trading a little bit higher. YM making lower lows. 3 indices out of sync. What does that mean? It means very low probability. It means you got to be patient. Let it be very clear. Orb is a strategy that some people teach. Basically, if the market pumps in one direction in the early portion of the morning session, you can look for a continuation. That's the idea of org. Now, I don't trade that, but I think you can be profitable with it for sure. You can be profitable with anything. Yeah, you can trade org plus FEG. Nothing wrong with that. As long as you trust it and you have data on it and you know that it's going to do you good, it's going to help you manage your risk and take consistent trades. That's what matters. So here we are. We've taken out the short-term highs here. So short-term lows, short-term highs. We've now set our initial range. This is now your initial buy side and your initial sell side. Now, I would want to see now a clear run on sell side to be a double purge reversal model. And if we get something like this that I just drew, that would be A+ for me. Do I think it's going to happen? No. Like I said, I think they're going to make it hard on us today, personally. I think it's not going to be easy. But that would be nice. It's good to always have a best case scenario, because What if that just happens to unfold exactly I just drew? Well, then it's very easy to take a trade. I know exactly what to do. So Nasdaq's moving higher, S&P is consolidating, YM's moving lower, dollar is consolidating. No trade. Wait. For me, by the way, you guys can do whatever you want. Anytime I ever say something, I'm referring to my own trading system. So you guys don't let me stop you from doing something. Yeah, let the market make me put a trade. Exactly. I forgot who I heard say that. I didn't come up with it, but I think it was from a book. Did you mark as your buy side? This is just the initial pre-market high. So, but then up here, I don't know if you can read it. This is previous day's high. So very key point. I think we're gonna get there. Yeah, you always want to see at least 25 or 50% org, ideally. So we've come down, taken out some lows, not the full sell side, but now we're rallying higher. Notice how YM is moving lower. YM is not moving higher. YM is moving lower. The S&P 500 is moving higher, but very weak. It's not moving that much. But the Nasdaq's really going higher. So my best case scenario target, is far. It looks very far. It's all the way up here. Buy side, Wednesday, November 12th high. That's my next objective on the daily chart. Now, there's obviously other highs, right? For example, there's a volume imbalance right here. So it doesn't mean I would hold. But just my next generally speaking, target for the daily chart, and then 50% of that wick as well, which would be. I'll just draw these all with just ballpark ranges. You guys can see those three very faint lines. Those would be potential objectives higher. This is your daily volume imbalance. This one's a little bit more important. So we'll see how high this goes. Now, right now, it's just absolutely ripping. Didn't really give us me a setup in here. So just running. Looks like we may. So seeing this much displacement, I'm not really anticipating it to come back down here. Not as of right now, at least. So we may not see any lower low on the session just because of how much speed that was. We can still trade a protraction model. We just have to make sure we're trading at a very key time with key signatures. So we were right about previous day's high, which is nice. You'll notice ES, new week opening gap, is still higher. So Nasdaq a lot stronger. A lot stronger. And these are all like best case scenarios. So taking trades towards these targets, it's not a bad thing, but it's not ideal. Ideally we got along to previous day's high or right here. These are like really best case scenarios. So we're gonna have to wait for a very key time. Wait for a very, very nice, obvious setup. The 4-hour that's forming, I'm gonna expect it to be a breakaway unless we come back down here. Meaning if we stay bullish, I'm expecting it to be a breakaway. We may get a protraction model here. That I would take if we get a clean one. Say something like that. The daily volume imbalance. If I can get it with 2R, I would take that. Is it A plus? I would say pretty good depending on how it forms. Because the daily volume imbalance, I'm really confident in it reaching there. Especially because ES has new week opening gap right there. So, and ES previous day's highs is coming. Slow, but it's coming. There's going to be a CISD on YM. No, I wouldn't take this because YM is super weak. But it's worth studying. This potential setup on YM. Sell side CISD. Buy side's open, etc. Doesn't look like we're going to get a protraction model to the daily volume imbalance, unfortunately. I had a feeling they weren't going to give us anything easy. So we just stay patient. Don't FOMO in. Understand that it's... Yeah, the S&T is huge. There's a lot of S&Ts with YM, NQ, ES, dollar. Those consolidating. Look at those equal lows on dollar. NVIDIA stock at nice 3% gain, 185. I like that. So we're seeing a little bit of rejection on ES from that new week opening gap. Hopefully that brings us lower into here where I can look for a continuation long. That would be perfect. YM chart didn't give the CISD. Okay, we are coming lower. That's nice. I'm gonna make this smaller now because it's been taken out. We don't really care about it as much. It's not as relevant as this gap, for example. Can you explain how contract limit changes when you pass a 0 alpha? You're still gonna be fine. I think you can trade like 3 or 4 contracts, or 5 maybe even. I forget. Um, with like 30, 40 micro, you'll be fine. You'll have enough. You'll have enough contracts to trade with. Someone said 30-second CISD. I mean, yeah, there's a setup in here. It's not the cleanest, but for me, I want to see a clean fair value gap. Wait, there's a CISD here. Yeah, there's ways. There's ways. There's ways to get in, right? If this was better risk to reward, maybe I could have looked at it, but it's not even 1R towards the highs for me, so it's not really a risk optimal setup. Not looking for any sells, no. Strictly looking for longs today, at least until for the next hour, and then maybe. And what about entering on ES because there's a close liquidity target? So you have two options. You can enter on ES to target the previous day's high, or you can enter on NQ when ES gives a setup because NQ is more bullish. That's what I'm going to do. I think ES will also want to reach up there, yes. I want to see this really go lower. Unfortunately, it's not. I don't want to take this OB, unfortunately. It's a little bit too far in premium. So, yeah, that's just a really bad setup. I got to see it move a little bit lower. Maybe the 5-minute gap. Which ICT mentorship? All of them, bro. All of them and multiple times. This might give us the move higher, but I don't know. We'll see. Would I ever take this on ES? I like the setup on ES, but it's really weak. Assuming it forms, obviously it has not formed. Just looking at that potential inversion, and then it would be 2R. So we'll see. Maybe we'll take it on ES. I really want to see Nasdaq go just a little bit lower though. Okay, we're seeing that move lower. May get an SMT on the sell side. We could potentially look for a continuation setup, protraction model, hopefully. Just so skeptical to take it on NQ. This is like a tricky situation. Like I want to take it. This could be a good scalp for an eval. There's no PD rate in there though. I'm not even looking at Project X. I don't know. It could be slower. I'm closely watching the S&P 500 here. We'll just see. Let's see. I want to see this low get taken. I want to see this. I could trust that as a long setup. Give me one more leg lower. That's all I ask. One more leg lower. I don't think it will because ES has already filled in its gap. It's already repriced to the bottom of it. Meaning ES already traded here. But if ES gives me this inversion, I think I wouldn't mind taking that long. It's really good risk. Good risk to reward. 2R to previous day's high. 6 point stop. 6 times 5 is 30. 3 contracts ES. Okay, looks like we'll get that low, so that makes it easier for me. Okay, nice. We've entered a 5-minute bullish fair value gap. That's nice. I like that. Give me one more down candle, hopefully. I don't want to see a wick. I want to see another strong down candle. Ideally. I don't think it's going to, but that's what I want to see. I want to see ES take the low. We get an S&P like this. And then we go up the rest of the day. That's what I want to see. So one more down candle would be nice. We're entering that 950 macro. Remove the 830 open. We don't need that. All right, hopefully this next candle just really goes down. I don't want to take it off this OB. I really don't. But I might. We'll see. If ES gives that OB as well, I just might. Do these type of more not bother you? No, why bother? Listen, your goal is to take a trade and make money. That's not my goal. All right, so this is no bother to me at all. In fact, I love it when it prints like this because I know there's no setup in here. It's making it easy for me to preserve my capital, right? You get me? NQ easy target right now is 624. Besides that, it's more. If your goal is to make money, of course this is going to frustrate you. My goal is to preserve my capital. All right, it's getting too sloppy in here, so even if we get an OB, I wouldn't really trust. I'm going to zoom out to the 10-minute. Maybe wait for that 15-minute forming. But I'm not trusting anything in here. It's already at high of day too, so if we miss a setup from high of day, it's not a big deal. It's not an A+ setup. YM is moving higher. Dollar is also kind of moving higher, so we'll see if dollar can reject from this. This high in the OB here, and maybe run those lows and then move higher. I like what I'm seeing here. I want to see it engineer liquidity. The way it does that is by displacing lower aggressively, right? The more we displace, the more liquidity engineered above these highs. I really want to see an attempt to maybe even retest the previous day's high. If ES can take out the lows. By the way, ES 4-hour fair value gap, that's going to get traded into potentially because that's pretty close. ES also left these equal highs, so I'll mark that. Low-hanging fruit inside new week opening gap. No trades yet. Are you dead set on longs? Oh, Do I want to see a pullback? I want to see a pullback too. That'd be great. I'm not gonna trade it, but that's what I would want to see. Can I set favorite symbols on alpha? I think so. You can also block certain assets. For example, I have the mini blocked on gold, YM, NASDAQ, and ES because I don't want to accidentally trade the mini. That would suck. I've made that mistake many times. Yeah, protect capital, exactly. That's the goal. So really choppy in here. It's fine. 950 macro starting. I want to see a clean manipulation lower inside the macro. No, I don't watch any other traders. I sometimes tune into people's live streams on TikTok. I don't stay long. I just leave them a nice message and then go about my day. I thought NQ would have manipulated lower at market open. It did manipulate lower at market open, just maybe not as much as you would have thought, which is fine. Yeah, Transpeak set 2 just got added. It's been there for a while. I don't know when it got added, but I had it in my pre-market analysis. You're so cool. I don't think I'm that cool. You're my fave mentor. I wouldn't call myself a mentor, but I guess, yeah, I definitely do help a lot of people, so maybe. When are you going to participate on Robins? I don't know. What's the benefit I get? When I'm bored and have nothing better to do, I guess that's when. 25K legacy account fund the next 40% consistency doesn't mean I cannot make 40% of 1250. No, that's not what it means. It simply means your total profits. Let's say you make $1,000, okay? Your best day can't be 40% of your total. If your total is 1,000, your best day cannot be more than 400, right? Same thing for alpha futures. My alpha zero eval is $800 over the stop loss. I was never in profit, so the SL is still at 48K, but I'm not allowed to place a trade. I think it may be blown, brother. How many lots do you take on a 50K eval? Does it bother me, the S&T? No. I'm bullish. Why would it bother me? I want to see it go there. I want to see ES reach this today. Now I want it to show me that it's going to do that, right? Not as mean I'm taking every single long setup. Like right now, I have model foreign, but it's super sloppy. Could take it though. That's the model. It's a really mid-tier setup though. It's like I wouldn't even give this a B. I wouldn't even give this a B setup. But it's the model. You're not gonna buy? Not here. No. Look how sloppy it is, right? I want to see a clear buy setup. I want everything telling me that it's going to go up now. You know, I don't want to have to second guess that it may consolidate in here. It's looking pretty choppy right now. You know, it's choppy. It's very choppy. There's no clear fair value gaps. Look, we have no fair value gap in all this price action. ES is weak. Yes, Nasdaq is strong, but ES is weak, right? And the main objective for this trade is previous day's high on ES. That's the main objective for this trade. It's not just, oh, wherever NASDAQ wants to go. No, that's not good enough. Where do I actually think this can go? I think NQ is only going to go as high as ES allows it to. So if ES is going to go to previous day's high, that's how high NASDAQ will go. I wouldn't look for shorts, but it definitely could move lower. I'm simply preserving my capital should it form my long setup. We got the S&P that I was talking about. It's a big one. So ideally this pulls back a little bit more. I think the 10-minute gap is in there. So we're now trading inside that 10-minute bullish fair value gap. 7 a.m. low did look juice, but I don't think we'll get it because ES will do that for us. So we may get a protraction model in here. ES has taken out its low. Now, if I'm going to look at dollar chart, if dollar is looking bearish, remember we talked about that order block on dollar with that high? It is displacing lower. So we'll see if we get a setup here. That's something I would like to trust. For example, if we get an inversion fair value gap right here on ES, I could trust that inversion. I'd want to see a nice close on it though, because it's a bearish order block. But we get a nice candle on ES closing above, or this one here on Nasdaq, same thing. I could trade that. I'm having the hardest time trying to get an alpha account. Why? Yeah, you can take it on ES. Let's see if it forms. To be honest, I don't think it's gonna form cleanly. Like I don't think it's gonna just give me a nice straight candle up inversing. So we'll just wait and see. But so watch the speed on this candle. It matters. Speed, do we get to 50%? Okay, we got to 50% pretty quickly. That's good. Is the body inside? No. The body's beneath. But we got some speed to 50%, but I want to see some follow through now. See if it lays a body over top of that. If Nasdaq had a really clean objective over there, it'd be a lot easier to take this trade. But if I had an eval, this would be a really good trade. Just easy 1 hour trade. I want to see the setup form on ES. I want the S&P 500 to convince me that it wants to go to previous day's high as well, or at least this blue line, which is the equal highs inside of new week. So it doesn't have to go all the way up, but I want ES to convince me. Nasdaq's already convinced me it's bullish, but Nasdaq could consolidate here. So it's a tough market, but we'll see. There's also a small SMT there, so I think I may want to clean that up, take out this low, and then maybe. Or we've put in that 4 hour fair value gap right here. Now Nasdaq's probably not going to go there, but ES might. So that's scenario 2 that I think would be A plus, if you want to say that. Keep saying transaction canceled. Transaction canceled, it says, when you place a trade. Oh, you're trying to buy an account. Yes, there's currently, okay, open a ticket with Alpha Futures and they'll fix it for you. There's like an issue where 10% of people cannot purchase an account because there's been so many outages, bro. But like the platform that processes the payments, um, you just gotta message their Discord. They'll help you, bro. They'll help you really, really quickly if you just give like 5 minutes of your time. Stripe is back. Oh, just use Stripe then. Don't use Nuvei. Your card declines. Use Stripe as your checkout payment. There you go. Target for longs on NQ. There, okay. The main target, the easy objective is right here. These 2 black lines. But what I want to see is ES. I want ES to go up. If this can give me like 2R, I'm not the type of person to run that. If we want a standard deviation. Standard deviation. 5-1. It's weak. It's weak if you ask me. It's possible we get something like this. Uh, I'm eyeing the S&P. I think it's ready to go. I think ES is ready to go. I think it's a better trade on ES. Previous day's high is pretty far. A really good risk reward setup. Really good risk reward. Look at the dollar. Dollar's moving lower. Whoa, IM really went higher. Very nice. I'm getting a retracement on ES. I want to buy that retracement on ES right there inside that fair value gap. Let's switch tabs. So switching tabs here. I think ES is the better buy. Maybe wrong, but I believe ES is the better buy. Oh, we're inside that 1050 macro. And I'll tell you guys why I like this buy. Because if we're wrong, what's going to happen? If we're wrong, ES is going to come into the 4 hour, which means I can just take a buy from there. It doesn't look like it's going to if we get a speed above this high here. So the buy side target here is 6885. 6855. How much R is that? 1.6. You could even argue a break even here, to be honest. Especially if we get above that high. If you took this on NQ, I would break even now because that's the volume imbalance, and it's already a meh setup on NQ. So I need to find a better way to manage my accounts. On my live account, I'm gonna be going break even there. I'm just gonna be going break even here in general, I think. Yeah, we take the high here, so I'm going break even here. I did get in, but it's a little bit messy because all my accounts are on my live account. I'm in on Nasdaq. On my funded, I'm in on ES, and I had to switch tabs because I never set up my trade copier correctly. So I had to really lock in for like 2 minutes there. Make sure I get everything I want. I want to see this explode. See us find support in here. May be able to add a contract in there. We'll see. This is the range. Yeah, you could add a contract in there, maybe. We'll see how much it changes our risk for us. So it looks like NQ is also going. So in hindsight, NQ may have been the better buy. That's okay. I'm break even on all my accounts. It's an early break even, but it covers this fair value gap. So stop on NQ is at 600. Wasn't really able to execute there. I got to make sure I get the executions on my live account and my funded accounts good first. So that's why I went all quiet. We've done the hard part. My stop on ES is 6484. That's where my stop is right now. I'm hoping. So we took out that blue line. If I had a lot of contracts in, I kind of de-risked on this trade, if I'm being honest. I should have been in with 2 more contracts than I was on the S&P, but if it doesn't go to previous day's high anyways, and then it doesn't matter. You know, it wasn't much of a move. NQ pretty clean, right? So let's tape read this on NQ. I'm in on both, so like I really can't complain. My target for NQ would have just been a 1 standard deviation, 1.7 R. We're seeing some speed from that gap. That's nice. We'll run up a standard deviation here, -2 above previous day's high. If you go above here, -1, interesting. SMT right there. Not much for me to do, so I'm just gonna be sitting at break even now. We got a lot of speed after that inversion suspension block on S&P. Now we want to see it fill up. So we're trading to the high of new week. Now we could chop in here. Hopefully we don't. We just speed up. Why did I get a message from YouTube? What does YouTube want from me? Maybe $65 on ES. Is that good for you or not good for you? How's it going to sign me out my brokerage, bro? Sign me back in right now. ES has not taken previous day's high yet. If you want an aggressive re-entry, it would look like this. Stop loss at the low. The risky trade, but it is my protraction model. Although it's not A plus, it's not even A. Because it's so high up, and we just took out that blue line, which hopefully is not all we get today, but it's possible. I'm not going to be partialing here because again, I de-risked, so there's no point in me partialing $50. Actually, I kind of forgot that. I am going to partial there. I keep forgetting I'm taking this on Take Profit Trader. I'm taking a partial at that blue line for $50 on Alpha and $100 on Take Profit Trader. It has live trailing drawdown until I build a buffer. Previous day's highs, yeah, right there. So I have to take a partial because I don't want to give back my profits. Yeah, we could. I may be able to get a re-entry here if we get something like this. I'll add that contract back. That would be nice. I would like to add a contract back. It's not signing me back into my broker. Yeah, this is a power of 3. Of course, every trade I take is a power of 3. It's 10 a.m. a range expansion. It's like guys, I have to sign in back into my account. I don't know why it signed me out. That's one issue with trading view on the phone. It's so weird. Sometimes it just signs you out. Literally, I'll be in a trade and it just signs me out. It's like, oh, maintenance or some shit. Super frustrating. Okay. I may add that contract back. If ES expands aggressively here, say to CE of NWAG, I'll add that contract back and move up those stop loss to like here, maybe. We'll see. Otherwise, this may just be a hold and pray. Depending how fast this goes, I may add my contract back. I want to see a trade to the open there at least. I'd say of that down close candle. Give me a second here while I really lock in. Okay, I'm going to buy that contract back. I'm going to move my stop to the most recent low. Aggressive? Yes. I guess I could risk 40. Yeah, I don't have to move my stop there. I'll leave my stop. So I added my contract back. Someone asked about a re-entry. That's a good one. You think 684 is a good TP on NQ? 684 is a great TP. Yeah, sure. I think that's pretty low. You could probably get more, but just see. Solid. We're almost at -1 standard deviations. 658 NQ. I would want to move my stop here, I believe. 6852. So we're going to lock in. Not much, but we're locking something in. Aggressive trailing by me. We can always take another trade. But for this trade, I want to manage nicely. So my stop's been moved to here. This will secure 0.3R. Not much. But the idea is I don't want to see this low get taken, and I want to see its speed above. Doesn't look like it's going to, but that's the idea. One partial page for the position. Yeah, that live trading drawdown is kind of worrying me on Take Profit Trader. I'm not the best at trading live trading drawdown accounts. I don't know the best way to go about it. I think on my live account, I'm gonna stay break even on NQ. Okay, there we're getting out break even. Well, not break even, just for the partial that we made. I'm looking for a re-entry opportunity. I'm still in on my live account on the Nasdaq, which I do think ended up being the better buy. We get another inversion here, for example. That's something I could get in on. So I'll wait for that. On Nasdaq, I'm sitting at break even on my live account. We'll just let that do what it wants to do. We're gonna see if we can get a re-entry opportunity. It would be this inversion fair value gap. We're gonna zoom out here. The 5-minute gap in there could offer something. It's a silver bullet idea now. So we'll see. Depends how aggressive this thing goes. Looks like it's going straight down, but I'm gonna give it a slight chance. Because there's a bullish fair value gap in here, right? Volume imbalance. But this inversion, that'll be my next entry. With a stop somewhere here, target somewhere there. If I'm doing the math right, made $100 on take profit, but then it was also up another 100 and then came back. So for live trailing drawdown, how would that work? Figure it out later. Who cares? You don't want to think too much about it. Look at dollar just out of nowhere. I don't say out of nowhere, but dollar just really aggressively expanded higher. So I'm assuming that's where we started seeing this rally just lower. Yeah, the dollar's not really in sync. YM looking really good. We talked about that reversal from here on YM. Very nice. So if we can just get some more synchronous now, maybe there's a gap on YM or not really much. We'll have to be counter trend to YM. I will take this inversion though. Remember on my live account, I'm also just already in the trade, so never got stopped. Break even. Sitting at plus 0.7%. Why did I get a message from my bank? So looking closely here, I want to see if this inverses. I want to see it in one candle. One clean, smooth, fast candle. Okay, if this candle flips, delivers to the high, I'll enter it before it even closes. This candle right here has to flip on either asset. So if it just immediately starts going higher within the next 15 seconds, I'll just buy it there. That'd be an immediate rebalance entry. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Considering getting in here on the Nasdaq instead. I'm gonna switch back tabs. Didn't get the move I wanted to see, but it did move higher. So I'm switching back tabs. I think NQ might be the better buy here. And I'm already in on my live account, so just more simple for me. I want to get in here. Need a little bit more confirmation that it can move higher. Yeah, Nasdaq would have been the better buy, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, makes sense. So we never got that inversion. I don't want to see C of the SWIC be invalidated. We're working inside that daily volume imbalance, remember? That daily key level. Kind of messy. Let's keep it at 1. This could potentially go here. If I take one contract here on NASDAQ, which risks my partial with a stop here, aggressive stop, but it's really good risk management because if I lose, I'm break even on the day. So it's only a 25-point stop. That's $50. Dollars inverse correlation. Looks like that idea fails. If this candle speeds up above the high, I'd add a contract. I see the gap on yes. I'm watching my second monitor, guys, so I have to be patient here with how I want to enter. I mean, not patient, precise. I'm watching this wick. This wick. Seeing the speed. It's forming on ES though. Funny that as soon as we switch. I think we'll just leave it like this. I'm in with one contract like this, risking my partial from earlier. So it's a really tight stop, but higher than that. I don't want to risk any more than what I partialed on the first trade. So I am demanding an immediate move right now, but that's just what I want to risk. And then if this idea fails, we wait till 10:30/10:50 macro. Although on my live account, remember I'm still sitting at break even. That's just chilling. Stop at 604 right here. So I moved my stop to this low for my live account. All right, looks like we're gonna give back that small partial. ES looks better now. We got the inversion on ES. Nearly made a higher high. Dollar is doing its own thing. Very bullish dollar. YM is absolutely ripping. Yeah, sloppy in here. So when it's sloppy like this, you want to wait for the next key time. I did get out there. So we're back to break even on the day. Plus $1 to be precise. So what I'd want to see now is it really come down here and then give me another setup. In fact, I'm going to close here on my live account as well. So I'm flat on all my accounts. We're going to be patient and look for another entry. I'm still bullish, but we have to be patient. I'm going to scan the 15-minute gap. I know there is one. I don't know if it's tradable, though. I don't think it's tradable. I really like that idea from here. Daily volume imbalance plus this potential inversion. Hopefully we didn't just get wicked out, but Yeah, it's weak. It's weak. It was weak. It was looking good on these two candles. Yeah, looks good that I closed that trade. So we're gonna look for a sweep of this low. Now, obviously, it could be bearish. Could just be moving lower. But what I'm gonna be looking for is a sweep of that low, and then another setup. So we just wait. We're flat on the day. I know technically on Take Profit Trader the live trailing drawdown. So I guess I would be down, right? I don't know how much. Should it update the dashboard? Hmm. Yeah, there's a 5 minute order block in here. It would just be this order block, right? So we'll see. I don't like the timing though. I kind of want to wait till 10:30, similar to yesterday. Why aren't we bearish if we tapped into a 4 hour bearish FEG? Why am I not bearish? Or what do you mean we? You can be bearish. Um, why am I not bearish? Because I think the higher time frame draw is higher. So you're seeing the 4 hour bearish for value gap as potential resistance. I'm seeing the 4 hour bearish for value gap as an objective to get through. You know. Okay, live trailing drawdown. How do you see this? I guess it doesn't even show you on their dashboard. Okay, whatever. We just gotta make 2K. You're $50 away from passing. W long? It was no. I mean, this isn't giving the full story. I'm currently break even on my live account. I'm up 0.5%, but it's not much. Hmm. My executions are kind of scattered because I don't have the live account and the funded, and gotta make sure the executions are precise. Opt-in profit. Yeah, I mean, look what that's what it gave us. You know, it's unfortunate. We wanted to see just it absolutely ripped to previous day's high. It didn't do that. You know, it is what it is. It's unfortunate, but it happens. Um, I would trust this. I don't trust it. No, I wouldn't trust it. If it was 10:30, I would trust it, but it's not 10:30. 4 hour is super bearish with the big sky. If you're bearish, bro, you go. Looks like dollar will take out this high. Maybe, just maybe, dollar can take out the high and start pulling back, and then we can see a run lower on the others. I use interactive brokers. Let me take a glance at Nvidia stock. Is it pumping by any chance? A little bit down from the high. It's going up. Okay. So we'll see. This could just go. It would kind of suck if it just rips higher now, but it is what it is. Like I said, it was going to be difficult today. They were not going to make it easy on us. That's for sure. It is a bullish order block. I don't want to FOMO in here. Yeah, we'd have to just miss it, unfortunately. This is a good setup, but it's not the best. We left the equal lows. There's no inversion in here. It's not 10:30. Like 10:30 could easily do something like this. Right, so I'd rather be patient. So we'll see. It could go higher now without us. You've been in long since 9:45. Nice, bro. If this formed at around 10:30, I would be taking it, but it's not. So I want to be disciplined in that sense. My fib settings, maybe my deviations. Yeah, I'm still bullish. Just gotta be patient. Why wouldn't you take a short at this point? Why would I? Where do you think it would go? I have like no clear objective lower at all. In long to the next draw. Nice, bro. Good luck. Just take it. It's very good. It's good. It's not very good. I'd rather save my capital for 1030 or 1050 macro. So we wait. I'll be waiting. But you can take it if you want. It's a good setup. We can tape read it. Make it very clear that this is a tape read. The reason I'm not taking this setup, so people understand, is for one, we left the equal lows, which is fine. I'm totally have no problem doing that. But the fact that there's one, the equal lows, and two, it's the end of the first hour. I don't like taking trades from 10:20 to 10:30. Like I don't want to be entering at that time. I'd rather wait for 10:30 open. If we just so happen to get a nice crazy pump at the end of the first hour, okay, so be it. I'd rather wait till 10:30. I'm trading the power of 3. I'm not trading the FOMO model, okay? The power of 3, I want to see a move below the opening price. And if we get the move below, I want to take a continuation, okay? If we're trading at the close of a candle, which is here, that does not fit. It's not fit. It's not clean. Now, yes, technically, we have this low, which is safe, ideally. This low, which may or may not be safe. That's up for grabs in my opinion, but this low is definitely safe in my opinion. So you could argue that's why it's not a rule break, but the quality's not there. We kind of did the same thing yesterday. If you guys remember the long yesterday, we waited for 10:30 and it did exactly what we wanted. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna wait for the better. Listen, patience in trading. I don't know if Toby's here, but we were talking about this. Patience is seeing your setup and choosing to not take it because you want to see a better version of your setup, a clearer version, a more obvious version, a stronger objective, more cleaner candles, more speed, better risk to reward. That's what patience is. You see your model and you choose not to take it. Not because you're scared, because you know that it could form better. And you're going to save your capital for the better option. It could play. What is you trading? This is the NASDAQ futures chart. So we have 2 minutes and a half until 10:30 open. Sitting flat on the accounts. Every time I get an email while I'm trading, I always get scared that like I left the limit order on one of my accounts, and it's sending me the email that the account was breached. I don't know if anyone has that same fear, but it's happened so many times. Well, not so many times, but it's like, wait, why am I getting an email while I'm in a trade? Maybe I entered wrong or something. All right, we're gonna take out this low here. That's what we want to see. That would be step one. There we get the low. You see ES, deeper discount. Now, obviously, this could just be bearish. It could just be wrong. That's a whole other scenario that we haven't even discussed. Could simply just be bearish today, So if we're going to take a long, better be damn sure that it's really clean and obvious. You want to take the best setups. Unless you're clearly one-sided, which, I'll be honest, like I don't see any good objectives for shorts. But we took out a lot of objectives higher, right? So it's possible we move lower. Maybe this slows up for grabs now. So we'll see. A lot of speed there. Very happy we went break even. Very happy I closed the live account trade. I wouldn't say very happy, but content with my decision. You have a minor sell side pool here. 1030 can inverse this gap. I would enter that. Starting to see some volatility. ES takes out the low. Now, I want to be a little bit more neutral here at this point in time. I want to be a little bit more neutral. So if you guys remember at the beginning of the live stream, I talked about how if I wasn't going to go short, it would be closer to 1050 macro. Bro missed the long before. For starters, I don't have a course. If you're just here to hate, You're just wasting your time. I hit a 4RR in bed. Yeah, I don't really care, brother. Doesn't mean much to me. Took a break and came back with a clear mental space. Nice, bro. The SMT at previous day's high is still there. Okay, dollar is kind of breaking down from that high. So I like that. We'll see if Nasdaq can find some support in here. Bro made two accounts to hate. Was it the same account? That's funny. Protraction model patched. There's not one singular nice protraction model in here except this one. And this one played out. You know, this wouldn't have been a loss. Did the same thing 2 weeks ago. I don't know why there's so many haters. Everyone was acting like we took like 4 losses today. We took one trade, it was a win, and then we took one loss, ending us on flat. Like if there was something to hate, I'd understand, but there's literally nothing to hate about right now. Discord will be next year. And we literally made, yeah, we literally took a protraction yesterday. It was great. I mean, again, I don't care. I'm not trying to convince anyone to trade my model. It's my model, you know. You guys don't have to trade my model. We've taken out the minor sell side here. We have the SMT here. For now, I'm still looking for the long. But we'll see what 1050 does. Like we'll see the next couple minutes will may or may not. If it's bearish, then I would expect NQ to also come here. So the next couple minutes will tell me. I like this low on 1030 that's put in. 1030 is the next hour open in regular trading hours. 1050 is the start of the 1050 macro. So it's just a key time for me. Promotion yesterday. IFG 1 hour, bro. Bearish market. Yeah, you shorted them. Don't worry about me. Listen, you guys don't have to worry about me. I don't know if you guys are doing out of concern. Trust me. I could care less. If you genuinely truly think I'm making a mistake, just let me make the mistake. It's the best thing that could happen for me. No English? Oh no. Switch to private Discord. Probably next year we will. Because once I start trading and I put more into my live account, I really don't want to be dealing with all this random hate. I can't even answer questions. Are you still bullish? I kind of need to see what the next... Like right now I'm waiting for it to show me that it's bullish, if that makes sense. Because we did take out a lot of objectives higher. That daily volume imbalance plus previous day's high on NQ. So for now, we stay patient. We'll see what the next couple of minutes do. Yeah, sure. I don't mind adding moderators. Takes our lesson there just now. Appreciate you, Valentine. Yeah, YouTube chat's chill. ES reaching 50% opening range gap, so that's down here. What's funny is now dollar's also dumping, so this market is just completely out of sync. Dollar was pumping, and with the other ones, now they're all going down. Dollar is absolutely ripping lower. Absolutely ripping lower. I mean, we were right about the buy side sweep inside new week opening gap. Dollar's going to take out those equal lows. So everything was good on dollar. We're not seeing the same synergy from the others. Except if ES gives me a CISD here, I would really trust that. This candle. 574. I would trust the CISD right here. I would take that. Target the equal highs. Discount FEG. I would personally trust that, especially if we get speed. We'll see. I want to enter off the CISD on this trade. Yeah, I think it's first presented in there. Some good confluences. Short-term low sweep, nice break. Equal highs, 1030, power of 3. ES 50% org. ES takes out sell side. SMT, dollar's weak. YM, don't worry about YM. I want to see it not reach 50% of this wick. And if it does, immediate reaction, ideally. If it doesn't do that, well, then it's showing signs of weakness. Notice how we did not so far, so that's good. Now can we get speed? These are the layers of signatures that I want to see develop a high probability trade idea. Can we get speed to the CISD? Now obviously, so let's say something like this happens, right? And then we go back down. That would be a protraction model short. This is a higher time frame protraction model long. So if I'm wrong, my model is going to be short. So what I can do in a situation like this is half risk on the long. And if I get stopped, re-enter short, half risk, and just target the lows. A lot of the times, at least the way I teach it, if a protraction model long fails, it simply means a protraction model short just formed. Now that can be dangerous. You don't want to just enter short. But if I told you like, oh, we're going to respect this fair value gap, well then we're probably bearish. You know, we're probably going to see a lower low on the session. But if we're going to disrespect that fair value gap, which is what I want to position myself for initially because dollar is weak. We're not seeing the speed higher though, so I don't know, we'll see. There's a volume imbalance in here, so if this volume imbalance keeps price at bay and we can expand from there, one candle, singular pass all the way up. If the body stays above here, meaning we make a higher high on the body, I could like that. No, I don't have traders in my family. Yeah, it's not really giving. It's not really giving what I want to see. That candle has some speed in it, but if it makes a lower low than this, I probably would scratch out the longs because if it's going to go higher, it would need to do so now. There's no reason for ES to go any lower. It's taking out sell side, 50% org, the SMT's there, the discount FEG's there. There isn't really much lower to go for. Dollar's super bearish. Yeah, man, dollar's bearish. We're just not seeing the same on NASDAQ. Although it looks like we may get that CISD here. I would take it if this candle can just push up higher. I know I'd be shorting into this gap, but I'm willing to accept that risk. Looks like ES is also potentially giving us the CISD as well. So if at least one of these assets can give me a nice CISD here, I do trust the narrative in a weak dollar. Everything's aligning here, good risk to reward. I like everything about this trade. No CISD. Still can't take it. No confidence. It took a long time to form this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, we're in a unique position because 1050 macro is approaching. So similar to yesterday, it was consolidating up until that 1050 macro. So, see, I really don't want to see a lower low. Maybe if dollar can like retrace lower low and then we finish the last leg, we can trade that maybe. It's a weak CISD, but I still think I would trust it. Let me check the 2-minute chart. Is it cleaner? Yeah, I mean, we'll be shorting right into that gap, but it all comes down to which narrative is stronger. And I think it's taking really long, unfortunately. I don't think I can trust this setup anymore. May just have to wait for 1050. This is taking way too long to form. It shouldn't be taking this long if this is the low. You don't want to see accumulation of longs because that would be happening here as it's going down. Buy, buy, buy. Smart money reverse. Equal highs. Lower time frame market maker model. So we'll see. We ignore the initial setup. So what happens when you wait for a CISD and it starts to fizzle out? Most of the time, you just want to see a lower low, meaning like this. In this case, I don't actually want to see a lower low. I would just want to see it consolidate and break out. That's what I want to see. Gonna wait for this candle closure. I think this forms a breakaway gap. I definitely don't want to trade this with FOMO, but the way this formed is like a red flag to me. Like this, the way this formed, my instincts tell me this could form a protraction model short right here. Dollars retracing into the 5-minute bearish. I like that. I like that, actually. So when dollar, if we can get a pullback here, I may buy that. 40-point stop. I mean, we're still more than enough range to go on this. May buy this fair value gap if we can get it. Which would just be a deferred reversal or a deferred protraction model. There's the speed. That's exactly what we wanted. Never switch my bias, no. I could buy this anywhere in here. So this is the move I'm looking for. Draw it up on ES even easier. I could buy this one too. With a stop here. Something like this. Pretty good risk to reward. 50-point stop. So we'll wait for that. Next candle trades down. I'd buy it. This fair value gap right here. I could buy that. Deferred entry, but it's good nonetheless. Stop at 559. Give it to us. Now we just wait. We'll wait for it to trade back in here. Hopefully, it may not, but I think it will. So we'll see. No, we're not selling, guys. I don't know why everyone keeps saying you switch your buy. When did I ever said switch buys? I said I would wait the next couple minutes, but as of right now, still bullish. Talked about dollar going lower. I said dollar's gonna probably disrespect this gap. Take the equal lows. Nothing was outlined bearish. Is this A plus? The idea is A plus, but the entry we're gonna get is not ideal. It's not the best entry, but it's still a good risk reward, so I'm happy. Like ideally, our entry would have been right here, somewhere right here, where the order block was, because then we could have gotten, we could already almost be break even on this trade, right? Move our stop from here to here. Now we're taking the second stage leg, which is fine. I still buy this fair value gap deferred entry, so it's still a protraction model. I'm buying the fair value gap, but my stop loss covers the protraction model, right? That's the idea. So we'll see how it trades down in here. I want to make sure, are we rejecting off something? Inverse the 3 minute. Probably going to inverse the 5. Maybe not. I think we already did actually. Yeah, I'll buy it in here. 1050 macro. This will be our last trade of the morning session if we can get it. Yeah, we may not get it. Why is everyone saying shorts? I never once outlined shorts. I'm not in any. Because you guys are seeing this. This is a premium and discount tool. This isn't a short with a stop loss here. Take profit there. Is that why you guys? Is that why everyone thought it was shorts? Because I put this. This is a premium and discount tool. Not shorts and longs. Why wouldn't you short? I've been bullish all day. Still think it can get here. I just want to see it get here before the highs, ideally. Everyone thought that was okay. So we'll have to change these colors. Everyone thought I was shorting. I see. Everyone was confused. That's funny. Um, I mean, I don't know what colors to make it. I will be honest. That's fine. Black and white. People are still gonna be confused. It looks exactly like that. Okay, I get you. It's an implied dealing range. So the idea is, if this is my target, right? This isn't gonna make sense. If this is my target, I just gotta put the labels. This is 50%. So from low all the way to my target. Well, I guess my low would be here. So as long as I'm entering somewhere in the green, I'm entering in a discount, right? A discount from the implied range. I want to make sure I'm not entering anywhere above these highs. I want to enter somewhere right here. Put a good stop loss at the bottom of this OB. I think 559 is good. I'll buy this fair value happen. Ideally, we got an entry here, and I pyramid on this fair value gap. Move the stop from here to here, but it's kind of unfortunate the way this formed. You could have got in at 1041. Yeah, you could have. Just off the displacement, I guess. I wanted to see it really give me a nicer entry. Because the risk to reward I'm looking for is gold is probably a buy as well, without me checking, because dollar is bearish. If gold is not showing you strength, then it's we got an S&T at the highs there. You entered 1042, SL below 1040. Nice, yeah, perfect. I would say even the body here is good. Yeah, December's been good. The same thing. Yo, guys, look at yesterday's price action and look at today's. The exact same setup. We expanded, 1030 gave the continuation higher. Exact same as yesterday. Why is your TP off? My TP is here. Here. Up here. And then up here for ES. No traders in my family, no. Looks like we probably missed it. Yo, I would love a new NQ all-time highs, bro. I'm in some nice video positions. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie.
Probably missed it.
It's just unfortunate how sloppy it was in here. Couldn't get that on my fundeds. Get it in time. I need to set my live account. I need to set my live account to my trade copier. That's the only solution. Any chance anyone here uses a trade copier with a live account? I'm honestly just scared the trade copier like fucks up my live account, to be honest. That's the only reason I haven't looked into it. I can afford for it to like mess up my personal account, but my live account, I don't want it to fuck up my live account. You wish you just FOMO'd in? It's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. Back-to-back breakaway gaps. It happens. It's a little bit sloppy in here. And now ES goes straight to previous day's high. Similar situation yesterday. But it happens, guys. There's going to be more setups, guys. We outlined it really well today. To all the people who were talking shit to me, so obvious, bearish, guaranteed go lower, don't watch this guy, married to his bias. Just a couple of the hate comments. I don't have anything to say to you, except you're probably already left. Listen, I'm not here to say I'm the best trader, but I am really good at reading price. TP, okay. Ideally, how I would have traded this in a best case of world scenario, I would have gotten something like this. That's my best case scenario is up here. My TP, my main target is previous day's high on ES, okay? But you have to manage. So you have two scenarios, two options. Either you go break even and you hope, or you partial here and leave your stop. Does that make sense? That way you partial. If it comes back and stops you, you don't risk anything. Now, I personally, I have a lot of conviction for previous day's high on ES. That would be my main target. In fact, I may even be able to get a re-entry in here if we get something. A final piece of the leg, maybe. No, I'm not in. We missed it, unfortunately. My funded. Yeah, that's your. That's a trade I wanted. I couldn't get it quick enough. Is it safe to say reversal is imminent in your game? It will be swept. I would not assume a reversal, no. So, me personally, if you ever see me draw this circle, it means I'm anticipating. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Anticipating that this low is not going to be taken. I genuinely said that around 9:35 a.m. I said, yeah, this could just be the low. This can be a breakaway org. That's the low. And what did I say? I said it's going to give a model and it's just going to keep going up from there. Now, I'll admit I did not expect this resweep, but it's December. This is the stuff you see in December. If it's not December, this low is safe and it just keeps going. Most of the time. That's what I was anticipating at first. Yeah, we took 2 trades. We're currently break even. Appreciate you, Jax. Jack. How to see it bearish? Order flow show bullish or what? There is no bearish. We're bullish. Guys, I'm going to be bullish every single day until the daily chart changes. Like, we're simply just bullish right now. Look. Every time someone comes in the day, oh, look, we took buy side. We're bearish. Yeah, look at the daily chart. It's been bullish every single day. So until I start seeing some daily objectives get hit here, 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 I'm bearish. I mean, I'm bullish still. It's not going to change, right? It doesn't mean you can't short. It doesn't mean there's not going to be moves lower. It just means the higher time frame is bullish, period. Every day is bullish. The higher time frame, bias, it does not change often. Once you have your bias, you have your bias higher time frame. It's not going to change day to day. So I'm showing up every single day bullish, especially once the weekly power of 3 is put in. So I don't know if I guess I didn't talk about this in my daily outlook, but I'm not expecting Monday's low to be taken. I'm expecting that to be low of week, or at least low until we take out some highs. So if that's the case, it's bullish every day. Doesn't mean it can't short. Doesn't mean it won't take out lows. Doesn't mean it can't come all the way down to midnight open. That's all possible stuff. It's all fair game. We'll see if we can get one final setup towards my best case scenario targets. Deviations just show me high probability targets. So 1.5. How much higher above the high can we go? You look at the deviations. If we reach here, how much higher can we go? -3. -1. I use -1 for easy objectives. Okay. So for example, you look at this range, -1. If you expect this, it's a best case scenario, right? Something like this, -1 is easy, low-hanging fruit. If there's a 5-minute gap, which I think there is, yeah, so maybe we can get something from here. Only because previous day's highs open on ES, and I'm expecting one more final push inside the 1050 macro. That's it. That's all we have. Notice this volume imbalance on the daily chart, how that was used. It was used here, here, consolidation around it, trades into it there, takes out the lows, trades up into it here. Look at the bodies, delivers higher. Very nice. Those volume imbalances, I think it's an old new day opening gap. Those volume imbalances always are good. In other words, look at the new week opening gap on ES. What do you do if you don't have this information on your chart? Like, look at it. Look how beautiful the price. It goes up into it here, perfectly rejects sell side, consolidates in here. Look at the bodies. Literally perfectly stays right there. It's perfect. I wanted it to be more bearish. Yes, I can agree. Everybody wants that, right? Everybody wants price action to, when it goes up so much, to give you a reversal all the way back down. You can't trade what you want, though. You can't trade what you want. You know? It's unfortunate. Listen, if you took shorts, it's not a bad thing. You just have to, don't view it as a blessing. You've been given the opportunity to advance. You got in at 2.568. That's beautiful. I'd have my stop loss right here. If you want to be safe, did you partial yet or no? I'm going to tell you where I would put mine. I don't want to tell you where you should put yours. Yes, dollar chart. Starting to see that rejection from the 5-minute now. You don't know how to partial. Okay, no problem. If you don't have a partial, I would just make sure you're at least break even. And I would just hope, you know, that's how I would manage. Now, if I'm being honest, if I got in down there, I'm for sure taking something off here. So, say you're in 10 contracts, I'm shorting at least 5. No, I mean not at least 5. At least 3 or 4. So whatever can cover 1R. So if you risk $500 and you're up 1,000, I would take off $500 and then I would leave runners. You know, I would definitely take something off here because we could get a deep retracement, and you don't want to, you know, give that profit up. When Nvidia is tanking and we still bullish taking longs, is Nvidia tanking right now? Nvidia's not tanking. 2% today. I mean, in general, Nvidia has been bearish. If that's what you mean, yeah. But last 2 days have been strong. Hoping for a run up higher. See if Nvidia can get there in the future. How do you take partials? You just do the opposite. If you're in longs, take shorts. If you're in shorts, take longs. That's it. Simple. I didn't look at chat when I asked this question. Does anyone here use Tradecopia with a live account? The highs and lows? My model highs and lows. So, yeah, I'm just scared too, man. But it makes me miss entries on my funded accounts. You do? I don't have multiple live accounts, but like for example, this trade, I don't have enough time to enter it on my live and enter it on my funded. You have to enter right here as soon as it closes. Otherwise, it's gone. You know? So it's better I sync my live account with the others. Can you copy multiple live accounts? Why would you have multiple live accounts? What? I got access denied when you tried to join your Discord. Did you join before and are you banned? Bro, I was trading on Apex Delta and Alpha. My entry got cooked. Yeah, I'm scared to risk it too. I've been so good on my live account. Yeah, I still think we can move higher. Let's just say hypothetically. Hypothetically speaking. It's not good enough. That's not a good enough trade. I'd have to wait for another protraction model. So we have 10 minutes left. I'll wait. Give it one more chance. If it gives me a nice fair value gap, something like this, I will buy it with a stop loss here, entry here, target there. Guys, exact same price action as yesterday. Exact same price action. If you waited for 10:30, you found the second stage delivery. That's all you had to do. You just had to be patient. Notice how we avoided this loss here by just simply waiting for 10:30. Such a key time. Super underrated. I don't think people realize that that's when the next hour starts after 9:30. There was no news today. Discord link doesn't work. The Discord link works. You simply have to click open in browser. For some reason, TikTok doesn't let you go directly. Um, yeah, that's it. I don't think we're gonna get it, unfortunately. You could technically buy this. Really shitty trade, in my opinion, but decent risk reward. I've seen worse. I've definitely seen worse. Um, yeah, 10:30 in there. S&T daily volume imbalance tap. Like it's a premium entry. It's not a plus. If I take this now, I feel like that's just FOMO. Order blocking here is what I anticipate to hold, but it's not a high quality trade. So this blue line, I expect these two down close candles to support prices higher and deliver the final target, which is previous day's high on ES. Not this blue line. That's a best case scenario. The target has been always previous day's high on ES. That's never changed. So I'm gonna wait a bit, see if that wants to deliver. So right here, we're gonna label it as produced by hit on ES. See it? When you're bullish, guys, and there's an SMT at the highs, don't let the SMT dictate your bias. This happens. It's probably one of the most. No, we're not gonna FOMO in now. We've already been patient. I'll enter flat, up slightly on the live account. I'll try to figure out a trade copier situation so that I can take the same trades on my live. Right here. It was a good day. It was a good day. We can't be mad. We knew it was gonna be. We knew they weren't gonna give it to us easy, right? We knew that from the beginning. So see if it traces that opening price and gives an immediate reaction. Assume within the next 5 minutes, we should get previous day's high. These are all the annotations I want. If you don't know ICT 6-sister model, it's been happening a lot recently. So I definitely want to label that. What's happening right here? You're seeing that ES play catch up. Yeah, pretty clean. Not much. Very nice delivery. We see the sell side here. Short-term lows taken. Good thing we didn't take that long, huh? There's a 5-minute gap that's being traded into right now. But the issue is the inversion is so high up that I wouldn't really be able to take the trade anyway. So we'll just have to tape read it and see what happens. There's that original entry I wanted. So it's not the same now. The reason it's not the same now is because we already took out the highs. So if we got this fair value gap before we took the highs, I'd be buying right now. But because we've already taken out the highs, it's not the same setup. Could it move higher? For sure it could move higher, right? You could turtle soup it if you're that kind of trader. But so right now I'm just waiting because I want to finish my journal. I want to leave a note here. ES trades to org 0.50. And I think I'll just, when I do my journal, I'll just keep ES open for my study. You can see the org 50% there. Don't really need that true day open. So using ES is really, really important, right? You can probably obviously tell how if I was not looking at the ES chart, I would be so lost in it. Like I would genuinely not know what could potentially happen. You know, we would just be so lost. Take care, JJ. Sorry, guys. If you missed your questions, what's your monthly P&L? We're up pretty good this month so far, to be honest. Not a bad start. What is the max you could make from an Alpha Zero account? The max payout is $1,500 every single week. So every month, 4,500. Or no, every month, 6,000. Wait, 1,500. Damn, 6,000 a month from one account. That's crazy. Anyone took that short just now from the NWOG was an A++ setup? I didn't, but nice, bro. If you found a good short, there was an S&T there, so you answer for each other. Nice. Would you enter if we retrace? So my model, if it's gonna form, it would be this inversion fair value gap. So would I take it? The reason I wouldn't is because the target for ES is right here. So like I'm gonna enter here, target here, stop loss here. That's like 0.2 R. Like it's not even. NWOG stands for new week opening gap. Anyone took that short just now? Yeah. If I don't know if anyone took it, but if you wanted to be like the guy who jumps the gun, you could buy it like at the 50%, put a stop loss here. Maybe you can squeeze out 2R. Like you'd have to buy it like now. It's not a good trade. I think I'd rather just come back for lunch/PM session. Can you explain the first stage and second stage delivery? Yes. So if let's put it very simple. $500, no, just get a prop firm account. First stage delivery would be this price leg. Our target's up here. The second stage delivery would be right here. Okay. So I'm going to outline to you right now this leg, first stage, this leg, second stage. Second stage is usually faster. This leg, first stage, retrace, that's this. This leg, second stage. It looks a little bit choppy on the 1 minute chart because we have a leg here, here, here. But you just have to understand what the higher time frame is doing, right? So I'll zoom out to a 5 minute chart and you'll see it a lot more clear, right? 5 minute chart. First leg, retrace, second leg. Remember, our target's all the way on the left side of the chart, right? If you zoom out, it's the exact same thing, right? If you zoom out, our target's here. First leg, retrace, second leg. Our target's up here. Second leg is still going. That's my target. Right, Wednesday, November 12th high. That's right here. Still getting there. Working. It's working. I don't like this PA. It's not easy. Like, there's so many deep retracements when you should expect speed. NQ, the leading asset, which is wired. Wait, which is, are you trying to understand that question? I don't want to. Are you asking me why previous day's high was my draw on? Yes, because I'm bullish. I want to see them sync up, right? It's really yeah. You know where it's going, but look how sloppy this is. Like, ES really left. What is that? 1 point away from previous day's high. It's unfortunate. You really have to. 10:30 is a breaker. Yes. You really have to. What's it called? Manage your risk and just accept what the market gives you, because it's not going to give you much this month. It's not. It's not going to give you the cleanest OB entry here and go straight to previous day high. It's not going to give you the nicest protraction here and go straight up. It's going to give you this. So I'll put this here. 1 point away with previous day high. Yes, relative equal highs. Right? There was an SMT here, so there was a slight indication that it could have potentially failed. We did put in that SMT. So, with that being said, it's not much more I want to outline for today. The discount FEG. This could run the 10 a.m. lows. It's moving sharp. Not the cleanest delivery, but could look for a continuation from here. But again, I would assume that this is enough. Like, ES coming all the way up here is enough. Do you think it's going to take that low? This one? Probably. It's coming really strong. Looks like Lunch has other plans. What's about to write another paragraph? I feel you, bro. Okay, do you think it's bad that I haven't requested a payout in 4 months? First of all, it's not bad. No. Does it mean maybe you're not as consistent as you should be or can be? Probably. You could probably improve. It's not a bad thing, though. You're gonna get it when you get it, but you probably should look to change some things if that's what you're asking me. It didn't even touch previous high. Yeah, I know. It fell 1 point short, unfortunately. Unless the micro. We'll quickly check the micro and then we'll call it a day. It's possible the micro. Nope, also 1 point short. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Typical for December. Very typical for December to do stuff like this. Check DC after this, Marvels. Yeah, stuff. I mean, I'm glad that I walked away break even. We were on the right side. We walked away break even. We're up on the live account slightly. We accomplished our goal of preserving capital, right? That was our goal. So we accomplished. Very successful day. On the right side, managed to read the tape pretty well, right? A lot of setups we did not take. That's also really important. We didn't take this one. We didn't take this one. We didn't take this one. Right? So we avoided a lot of bad trades, which is amazing. That's an amazing thing to do. We filtered out the bad ones, and the good ones, there wasn't really a good setup today. Being honest, the best entry today was if you got in anywhere around 1040. That's probably the best thing that formed. Looking back in hindsight, you could argue 957 is also pretty good. But it's not as good as 1040 in my opinion. Can you repeat what you said about previous day high? Yes, already forgot. Why was I aiming for previous day high on yes? I use Wise, yeah. Do you offer mentorship? Not really, but if you really want my help, you can message me on Discord and I'll help you, bro. I don't need your money. I'll help you for free. Got in on liquidity sweep, 400 pips. Lucky today. I think one's suitable for a quick. Yeah, it's got to be quick. We made the same mistake yesterday where I was in a long and we gave up a lot of profits because I was aiming for these objectives a little bit higher up. And you just got to take what it gives you, you know? It's really going to be about management this week. This month. It's really going to be about management. Take what you get. Awesome Persona. Appreciate you, man. Nice. Yeah, if you bought the lows, then you're definitely good. The reason I'm aiming for previous day's high on ES is because it's a six sister model. Think about it like this. SMT, you don't want to see bearish SMT if you're bullish. So I'm not viewing it as a bearish SMT. I'm viewing it as ES is trying to catch up to NASDAQ, you know? So six sister approach. How do you trade it and what is it? Very simply put, if I'm bullish and I see a bearish SMT, I want to see that break. I don't want to see SMT at previous day's high. I'm bullish. Why would there be an SMT at previous day's high? Doesn't make sense. I'm bullish. Previous day's high is now my target, right? That was my target going in for today on NASDAQ. My target going for today on ES. I even said today, once we take previous day's high, we could consolidate and then give a six sister model. So how do you trade six sister model? The way ICT teaches it is, you want to see a deep discount offered. One, deep discount offered. And I don't know, ICT called it six sister consolidation model. So I'm going to go ahead and assume what that means. And I've traded it myself quite a bit. You're waiting for price to offer a nice deep discount. I'm viewing that as this right here. You know? Because this move lower, why is this move lower important? Because it sets up the stage for ES to catch up. Does that make sense? If we're just here, then what? NASDAQ does nothing and ES just pumps through the roof. Doesn't make as much sense as opposed to running the sell side in a deep discount, both assets, but one of them goes into a deeper discount, and that one can now play catch up on the way back up. Does that make sense? That's what's happening here. So ES went lower, but ES is playing catch up. That's why you see a larger move on ES. So it's a tricky situation because yes, you want to trade the stronger asset, right? That is true. You do want to trade the stronger asset. It's not easy. Even I was struggling today on deciding which one to trade. Traded ES and NASDAQ today. My live account traded NASDAQ. You'll be safe either way, so it's not the biggest deal. But the idea is you're expecting ES to speed up towards its highs. And that's exactly what's happening here. And the way I'm seeing this right now it looks more like a seek and destroy day on ES because we've absolutely taken every single buy side and said, look at ES. Sell side, buy side, sell side, buy side, sell side, buy side, buy side, sell side. Like, we've done nothing but range the entire day, and we're right back to where 9:30 started. So not much has happened in the grand scheme of things, but I would look for this to turn back up, yes. From where? That's tricky. I don't know from where. And when? I don't know. Maybe when Trump speaks. Trump speaks in around an hour and a half, I think. Yep, there's an S&P at the lows now. But believe it or not, it looks like NQ is weaker, but don't mistake. Look at this price action, okay? Where is this occurring? This is occurring at previous day's high. Look at ES previous day's highs all the way up here. So this consolidation on NASDAQ is happening all the way up here on it would be here on ES. ES is a lot weaker still. It still hasn't caught up. You get me? This consolidation is above the highs. ES is all the way almost below the lows. So there's definitely a discrepancy. Dollar is just saying like 17 equal lows at this point. 1, 2, 3. I guess only 3. But it's a really nice bottom that I think is a good objective for dollar. Yeah, Trump speaks at 2. So like, who knows, man? Who knows? I don't think it's an important speech. I don't think anything's going to happen. But ES had so much fun today. Yeah. Appreciate you, Sonu. Trendline traders having a fun. Yo, if you trade trend lines today, man, if you're trading trend lines, you probably don't want to be on a 1 minute chart, right? You're probably looking at least like a 15, I'd say. Thoughts on ending the day? I don't ever try to predict the close. I think if we take out sell side, PM or lunch could reverse. So trusting and staying with my bullish bias. I wouldn't want to see any more lower than this. But if we are gonna go below this low, this is as low as I would expect. Lower than that, and I have to start questioning my weekly power of 3 idea. As of right now, Monday low is safe. That could change. I may be wrong. That could change. I have to wait. What do I have to see for that to be wrong? That would be coming below here. Because at that point, if we come below here, I'm expecting Monday's low. And it could just be a bearish NASDAQ. Because this looks really strong, to be honest. So we'll have to see. At the end of the day, we haven't done much today. We're literally right back to where we started. 9:30 open. Right here. That's 9:30 open. So we went up a bunch, down, bunch, up, down. And we're right back to where we started. Neutral. Org. I'm in class right now, so can't listen, but can you just hold a thumbs up if you place trades? I was curious. One win, one loss. I'll probably trade later in the day. Yeah, if I'm flat in the morning, I like to come back in lunch or PM. So probably post Trump speech. That's when I'll look to trade. No worries, doggy. Appreciate you. Should I use a daily loss limit or trade amount? Everyone should have a maximum that they can lose in one day. Mine is 3% on my live account. If I lose 3%, I don't care if I see a triple, quadruple, A plus, the best trade I've ever seen in my life. I'm not pushing the button. I'm not seeing the charts good, and I'm not managing my risk well. If I lost 3% in one day, I'm not trading well, and I'm not managing my risk well. There's no reason to take another trade. I have to come back when my mindset's better. If you're losing 3%, either means I risked 1% 3 times in a row and lost with no risk management at all, you know, which is not good. You don't want to be taking 3 trades that go straight to SL, no risk management at all, right? That's not the best. 3% is like what? Like I risk 1% per trade. So on my live account, we're talking. Man, are you gonna stream if you will trade later today? Probably not, but I will post in the PM session exactly what I'm looking for if I'm trading it. If I don't post, it means I'm not trading it. Do winning days on alpha futures only count in profit or when you're under 50K? They count when you're under 50K as well. It's really heavy right now, yeah. Can you please quickly show proof? Yes, I think you did mark it wrong. If I marked it wrong, that would be really bad. No, I didn't mark it wrong. It's correct. It's right here. So Monday, that's the daily candle. That's the high. It was put in Asia session, which is why you're probably confused. I believe, right? Yeah, it's on technically Sunday. Sunday's Monday's price action. So, anyways, it's time to put this in the journal. So I'll show you guys my journal. Seek and destroy profile on yes. And getting stronger. So I'm gonna show you guys how I've been journaling recently. I no longer journal with Notion. I know. I'm so when you guys see what I'm about to show you, you're gonna think I'm so extra. But I be journaling on PowerPoint, bro. Yo, I swear there's nothing cleaner than journaling on PowerPoint, bro. It's so clean. The candles, they print not the candles. I'm not talking about the candles. Like look at this. I don't have to put any text. I can just put the chart in and it shows 4K. When you journal on Notion or Google Docs or whatever, it's like blurry kinda, you know? But this is 4K. It's beautiful. So I do 1 week on each PowerPoint. I actually really like it. I'll show you guys my executions on I'll post them in the Discord. I'll show you guys my live account because that's where I got the main fun. It's really clean, yeah. Yeah, that's literally just PowerPoint. Try OneNote, even better for managing things. I will download that. I will try it. So we're up on the live. We're break even on the fundeds. Actually, plus $10. So maybe we'll buy ourselves a Subway sandwich or something. But I appreciate you guys coming through. I will post what I'm looking for in the PM session in my free Discord. On top of that, Alpha Futures has 30% off for one more day. I've been trying to tell you guys that Alpha Futures is easiest for payouts. I'm not even going to try to convince you that they're the best, but they're easiest for payouts. So if you're struggling to get a payout, start with Alpha Futures and then move up. I'm running a giveaway on Wednesday. We'll give away 2 accounts on stream. If I feel nice, maybe we'll do 3 accounts. And I appreciate you guys coming through. Join the free Discord. I do cash giveaways. I post my journal. I post my insights. I give you guys signals for PM session. Not direct signals, but I tell you guys what I'm looking for. PM session will be after 2 p.m. because Trump speaks at 2, so I don't want to trade before. Can you give me some advice? Message me on Discord. If you want advice, I'll be more than happy to help you. But just message me on Discord. Please don't message me on TikTok or Instagram or anything. Yeah, it starts at 1:30 p.m., but I'm going to wait for Trump. So 2 p.m. Eastern time, that's when I'm going to start looking for my analysis and stuff. How much can we withdraw on alpha? Like 100% after following every rule? Yes, on standard and I think just standard actually. On standard, yes, but on zero, which is their like beginner account, you can only withdraw half. The remainder stays in the account. So if you make 1,500, let me make it simple. Say you make $1,000 on Alpha Futures Zero account, you can request 500, and that will leave you with 1,500 on the account. All right, guys, I appreciate you guys coming through. I'll post my journal. I'll post my recap. Good win on the live account. Break even fundeds. I got to figure out how to trade them at the exact same time because I couldn't catch this long on the fundeds. So I will see you guys next time. Peace.